Do you hate burpees? I did too. Until I realized I only needed 3 minutes of them to get the effect I was actually missing in my training. And that matters more than you think, especially in midlife. Because at this stage, it's not just about training more, it's about training right by giving your body the right signals. Burpees do that in a very compressed way. They hit everything: legs, chest, core, shoulders, and your cardiovascular system in one movement, full body demand, no equipment, no setup. But honestly, that's not even the main reason I came back to them. It's that they're over fast. 10 sets, 20 seconds of work, 2 minutes of rest. That's a 23 minutes total, but only 200 seconds of actual effort. That's 3 minutes and 20 seconds. That's it. I came back to burpees after going through Stacy Sims' Menopause 2.0 course and finally understanding why high-intensity work, especially short interval training or SIT, is a non-negotiable in midlife. Your body needs a reason to hold on to muscle, to stay metabolically active, to not downshift. And that signal has to be intense enough. Burpees showed up directly in her short interval training examples, all-out effort. Heart rate should spike hard. Mine hit 109, which told me something important. This wasn't a true short interval training yet. This was closer to a high intensity interval training. What's the difference? Short interval training is a short, explosive, near max output. So you're pushing towards 90% plus of your capacity. The rate of perceived exertion is at a 10. And you feel like after 20 seconds, you're done. And by the last set, you can barely get to that 20 seconds. Whereas a high-intensity interval training is more at a 7 rate of perceived exertion. It's intense, but less than a short interval training. I just got back into push-ups a couple months ago and just getting back into burpees now, which means I'm a bit slower, I don't have much explosiveness. So instead of a max output, I'm more at a sustained effort. If you're just getting back into training, you're probably not hitting true short interval training yet, and that's fine. You build towards it. Form first, then speed, then intensity. I used to train hard back in my 20s and 30s, consistently. And then life happened, and now I'm rebuilding. Because in midlife, you're not just training to work out. You're training for capacity, strength, power, recovery. And that's what carries forward. And one thing that helped me a lot is recording myself. When you train alone, you don't realize what you're actually doing sometimes. I watched this back and I saw immediately in the first few sets, I was doing these half jumps, this low energy, almost negotiating with the movement. So I took note, and in the following sets, I made it a point to really jump. There's a difference between going through the motion and actually training. Midlife training for me is not perfect. It's not pretty. But what's most important is that it gets done. And that matters more than anything. Because in this phase, it's not about chasing peak performance. It's about maintaining and rebuilding what actually supports your life. Your future self depends on what you're willing to do consistently today. If you want to understand how to train in midlife, subscribe here and sign up to my newsletter at ownyourbecoming.com.